Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world or when you choose to watch this presentation. My name is Anna Waite, and for the last few years, I've been working with our mixed reality business to help define our vision and roadmap, and working alongside our strategic mixed reality customers to support their adoption of our solutions to deliver real business benefit. And in today's session, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to you all and thank you for joining the session on unlocking a new era of business with Dynamics 365 mixed reality applications and HoloLens 2. So for the next 25 minutes, you're going to have the pleasure of hearing from me, giving you an overview of mixed reality today, our Dynamics 365 mixed reality applications, which include remote assist and guides, how these applications are being leveraged across different industries to empower organizations in their optimization of operations and unifying their workforces. And probably most importantly, I'll frame these use cases by the customers who have implemented this today and the return on investment they have achieved. So let's begin. Now, before we get started, I always like to level set on what we mean by mixed reality. Microsoft defines mixed reality as a spectrum that spans augmented reality, which is really about digital content like holograms in your real world, right down to virtual reality, where everything you see is digital content. And so mixed reality refers to the blending of our physical and digital worlds. We use this term mixed reality as it represents this full spectrum and encompasses everything from augmented to virtual reality. Okay, so now we're all on the same page about what we mean by mixed reality. I now want to talk to you a little bit more about why. Why should you and your organization start to explore mixed reality solutions? Well, the first reason is the evolution of computing that has made all of this possible. Up until a little more than a decade ago, computing was largely regulated to desktop and laptop computers, with programs running locally based on the processing power computers had access to in that moment. Over the last decade, with the growth of the intelligent cloud and the intelligent edge, we've seen the capability of mobile devices increase dramatically as workloads are offloaded to the cloud. Today, these technologies are ushering a whole new world of possibilities by combining the massive computing power of the cloud with increasingly connected and perceptive edge technologies. We're creating possibilities that we could have only dreamt of a few years ago. This device evolution has changed the way that we can consume, visualize and interact with data. No longer are you restricted to a 2D experience, but you can now experience data in 3D, enabling a whole new era of work execution. In addition to the evolution of device capabilities, we are experiencing one of the most dramatic shifts in how we go to work. With over 55% of people continuing to work remotely, it's no surprise that over 50% of Fortune 500 companies are exploring, piloting, or deploying mixed reality solutions on HoloLens 2. So you can see now, the adoption of this technology is rapidly increasing. Mixed reality is the next big medium for collaborative computing. Let's take a look at customers across the industries' adoption of mixed reality to solve numerous business scenarios. As you saw from that video, Mixed reality supports many scenarios depending on the industry. While we won't be going into that degree of depth into each industry during this presentation, it's important to understand the scope of industry coverage to which mixed reality applies. For example, in discrete manufacturing, enterprise customers are deploying mixed reality apps to increase productivity and minimize downtime. In automotive, customers are accelerating the transformation of their workforce and building more agile factories. Across healthcare, we're seeing hospitals adopt mixed reality to upskill and support clinician learning. And each of these examples come with excellent customer return on investment. Let's take Lockheed Martin, for example. They have been error-free in their aircraft maintenance for over 2 years. And NOx have reduced safety incidents by over 16%. But it's not just about the return on investment that makes this so interesting. Mixed reality offers a completely new way to do business, and that's why we have seen such an increase in the exploration and adoption of this technology. Its truly unique ability to transform how organizations operate to achieve new business models and outcomes. Now, we'll touch on some of these examples in a little more detail later on in my presentation, but at a high level, organizations are transforming how they onboard, train, and retrain employees, reducing the time it takes from just 1 month to 1 day, enabling them to switch manufacturing in line with customer demands, or using mixed reality as a way to differentiate from competitors, or create completely new revenue streams by offering a mixed reality-based customer service solution. Through remote assist or guides on HoloLens or mobile devices, customers can deploy mixed reality customer service solutions on site, providing 24/7 customer service support. We also see organizations cutting operational costs through increased productivity and efficiency gains, achieving sustainability goals by reducing or in some cases completely eliminating the need to travel, and finally, having a solution that in this current climate can really help support maintaining employee and customer safety. So what are these solutions that have changed how our customers operate? Well, let's take a look now. I'd like to first introduce Remote Assist.
What if there was a way for employees to work together from anywhere when everything is on the line? Employees are the heart of every business. It's their resourcefulness, ingenuity, and drive that get the job done. But even the best employees need help from people who aren't there with them. Now employees on site can work side by side with experts in remote locations. In an instant, they can share what they see, lend a helping hand, walk through the process step by step, helping solve problems in real time. This is a new vision for work. Now employees can work smarter and bring in the people they need with just a tap. They can troubleshoot, repair, and perform with confidence and speed. They can move freely, pull critical information into view, and stay focused on the task. Their hands free to do the work. This is collaborative problem solving at full speed. Your people, united across time and distance, more connected, more informed, and more efficient. Now employees can work together from anywhere. They can go there without being there. This isn't the future. This is here and now.
Now you've had an introduction to remote assist, let's see how this incredible technology is translating across industries. When applied in healthcare, organisations can unlock remote expert consultation and enable medical staff to consult colleagues, access patient data, heads up and hands free for an interactive, collaborative experience. The Imperial College NHS Trust provides acute and specialist care in northwest London for around 1.5 million people every year. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the NHS sought a solution that increased the efficiency of ward round but reduced the proximity of staff members to the deadly virus. The NHS chose to adopt Remote Assist and HoloLens 2 because medical staff could meet with patients while holding heads up and hands-free video calls with colleagues and experts anywhere in the world. Medical staff were able to receive advice from expert colleagues and access medical notes, patient x-rays instantly at the point of care. Since implementing Remote Assist and HoloLens 2, the NHS has reduced ward rounds by 30% and saved on average 43 minutes of clinician time. The NHS has also seen a 50% reduction in the usage of PPE. And so another scenario that Remote Assist solution supports is remote inspections and audits, enabling employees situated in different locations to conduct remote examinations, allow inspectors and/or auditors to walk the site without being on location, using things like video, screenshots, and holographic annotations to iterate and share critical information. And this is exactly how L'Oréal chose to implement the solution. To help employees be more efficient and more productive, L'Oréal deployed Remote Assist on HoloLens 2 to make it easier to install, upgrade, troubleshoot, and audit manufacturing equipment, which help with the help from remote experts in real time. By connecting employees around the globe through mixed reality, L'Oréal is reducing cost, optimizing operations and cutting down on travel, a benefit that ties directly to the company's long-term commitment to environmental sustainability and reducing its carbon footprint. And our final scenario looks at equipping field service technicians with access to experts anytime, anywhere they need it. Remote Assist and HoloLens 2 or on mobile enables a technician to collaborate with a remote expert in real time, heads up, hands free, at the point of work, with content capture abilities, interactive annotation, and contextual data overlay to support the technician. Faurecia have been in the Industry 4.0 for several years. Its objective is to implement in the group's 256 factories digital tools that will increase the level of performance and productivity of the team. Amongst the solutions chosen, Faurecia implemented Remote Assist to help operators solve outages in a much simpler and more efficient way. The result? Less travel, a saving of time that increased the productivity of all the plants. Overall, the malfunction time of a machine went from on average 20 hours of immobilization down to just 2 hours. And finally, Ecolab. Ecolab helps companies in an array of industries maintain safety, sustainability, and efficiency in all aspects of operation. Safety is especially important for a food and beverage company, and Ecolab has expert technicians who visit customers' sites to help troubleshoot and monitor equipment and facilities. To make that customer support more efficient, Ecolab uses Remote Assist. The company's experts now easily collaborate and help customers remotely to perform complicated maintenance tasks when an expert can't make it to the customer's site. Ecolab has been able to reduce its travel expenses and boost customer satisfaction with lower wait times to support. Ecolab anticipate expanding its use of remote technologies, potentially incorporating them into its standard sales process, shipping a HoloLens 2 device to customers and providing them with remote assistance. So that was a really quick overview of some of the use cases, some of our customer examples, and the return on investment for Remote Assist. Here is a recent total economic impact study showing the ROI for Remote Assist. This Forrester report is available to download today, so make sure you check that out. But now it's time to turn our attention over to guides. And so with that, let's look at the guides application in a bit more detail.
Modern businesses need to constantly innovate, recalibrate, and optimize to stay competitive. Dynamics 365 Guides uses mixed reality to help workers adapt to complex scenarios in daily operations, from training to assembly to service and repair. Step-by-step instructions are easily written on PC, and then holographic parts and icons are simply picked up and placed on the machine where the work happens. Novice and experienced employees can both learn and adapt quickly while doing their tasks. The instructions move with the employees, pointing them to the tools and parts they need, showing them exactly where they need to apply them. And with easy-to-author branching, managers can account for all the variables and changing conditions of their operation, allowing employees to get up to speed faster, follow the right procedures with fewer errors, and more confidence. Managers can also leverage guides insights to combine the data generated from doing the work with transactional data, driving optimizations and continuous improvement faster than ever before. All of this is connected to the cloud, so instructions are always up to date, allowing your employees and your business to adapt at the speed of change.
So as you saw from that video, a truly fantastic solution that offers step-by-step instructions to an operator right where the work is happening. So let's see how this capability translates across industries. A very common use case for Dynamics 365 Guides is training and assembly. Prepare the new generation of employees and help the existing employees build their skill set with step-by-step holographic instructions right at the point of work, and empower those employees to learn by doing. Studies show that people retain 90% of what they do versus 10% of what they read. And Suntory would vouch for this. The Suntory Group has grown to be a leader in consumer products with a highly diverse portfolio of beverages enjoyed by millions. To manage increased growth and complexity, Suntory determined Dynamics 365 Guides was a solution that could help meet increasing product demands, train and upskill new employees, and achieve accuracy on increasingly complex procedures. After conducting a POC with Guides on HoloLens 2, the results were clear. Suntory employees can readily complete more complex training more quickly without requiring a trainer. Suntory realized great results, and after 3 months applying the solution, Suntory saw employees reduce the time it took to master complex tasks by up to 70% using Dynamics 365 Guides. And it's a similar story with Toyota. Toyota drives a lot of change and embraces Cayenne, meaning improvement, for better customer service. The past decade has been especially significant as vehicles have become more sophisticated. The company wanted technicians to become more efficient and more accurate on increasingly complex service and repairs. With Guides and HoloLens 2, Toyota technicians are skilled up quickly on more complex tasks, delivering on its philosophy of continuous improvement. Toyota has deployed HoloLens 2 and Guides at nearly 70 of its dealerships across Japan. The next scenario I want to talk about is training simulations. With Guides, medical staff, for example, can learn by doing with simulated holographic step-by-step guidance without subject matter experts being physically present. When the pandemic hit, like most hospitals, Sheba Medical Center, a leading medical center and internationally recognized healthcare facility, sought solutions that would enable it to scale its workforce and expedite task shifting. One challenge Sheba quickly identified was a lack of staff trained to operate physical ventilating machines that could lead to a strain on staffing demands. With Guides and HoloLens 2, Sheba deployed a self-service training solution that enabled the hospital to quickly and easily upskill staff to operate the physical ventilators. With holographic instructions overlaid in their physical environment, workers were able to walk through a guided training simulation without requiring a supervisor or trainer. During the height of the pandemic, Sheba were able to expedite task shifting across medical staff and meet staffing demands. And finally, in education, Guides provides a hands-on, unmediated learning experience to students. Students are able to learn by doing, accelerating learning and reserving more time for broader learnings. What kind of cool opportunities are there in the research and education space, and how can we leverage that technology? These were the types of questions that educators at Northeastern University asked themselves when looking for a solution to provide unique, immersive experience for their students. Traditional, more passive learning methods are failing to meet the needs of modern education. With Guides and HoloLens 2, Northeastern found a solution that augmented student learning and helped them retain information longer and apply acquired knowledge in real-world situation. Using Guides and HoloLens 2, the students at Northeastern University received an immersive learning experience, allowing students to go through a guided lesson plan without the teacher providing any instructions. Northeastern has cut student training time by 83%, freeing up more class time for teaching and discussion. And so you can see the use cases and benefits of implementing guides are endless. Here is some more output from that total economic impact study I was referring to earlier. But I really encourage you all to reach out to your Dynamics 365 and mixed reality sales representatives to start exploring the use cases, the return on investment, and the business outcomes that you and your organization can achieve with mixed reality. Now, I know I've not really talked much about technology or features and functions, but I did just want to make this one reference that our Dynamics 365 mixed reality applications, remote assistant guides, are truly unique in the fact that they are platformed on the same database as our other entire suite of Dynamics applications, which means we have out-of-the-box integration with our field service solution, so you can pull up, review and update a work order while on a remote assist call, or with our guides integration with our supply chain management solution, you can link guided work instructions right back to a work order. Our Power Apps integration means you can view and input data from anywhere directly into a Power App on your HoloLens or while operating a guide. So with this type of extensibility, you can feel confident that if you start your mixed reality journey with Dynamics, you are unlocking a whole new era of possibilities for work execution. And so by now, I hope you've all got, and so by now, I hope you're all really excited about starting your new mixed reality journey. And some exciting news that I'd like to share with you is a new offering we have, a HoloLens discount. For a limited time only, just through November, there's a 15% discount on up to 5 devices purchased via our Microsoft stores, which is supported in over 23 markets today. And if that's not convinced you that your organisation can justify a HoloLens, then take a look at some of the output from our Forrester TEI study on HoloLens 2. Forrester estimates an ROI of 177%, benefits of nearly $12 million versus costs of just 4.3 over 3 years, resulting in a net NPV of nearly $8 million and payback period of just 13 months. So make sure you download that TEI study for HoloLens 2. As well as that, while you're downloading the report, here are some other useful links to help you get started. As I mentioned before, we really do encourage you to reach out to your Microsoft representative to start taking the next step. But here are some useful links that will also help to support you on that journey. And with that, I would like to thank you all for your attention to this presentation. I hope over the last 25 minutes, you've started to unlock some ideas around how mixed reality can support you in the next era of work execution. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to take a look at the chat window now. Encourage you all to ask questions. We have a whole team of SMEs on the call ready and willing to answer your questions. So first question I can see in the chat window is related to the discount for HoloLens. So Ronan, I'm going to ask you to take this one. Is the discount available on all types of devices?
Thank you, Anna. Yes, so the discount applies to the HoloLens 2 Standard Edition, the HoloLens 2 Industrial Edition, as well as the HoloLens 2 Development Edition. This is a Microsoft Stores exclusive, so purchasers in available regions will need to execute this promo via stores, Microsoft Stores.
Great, thank you so much, Ronan. Okay, let's see which of the next questions to be answered. And if any of my SMEs on the call can see a quick question that they want to throw out to me, that would be great. Is there a Dynamics 365 demo or sandbox where you can try out guides? Absolutely. The calls to action slide on my presentation has the link that will take you directly to where you can spin up a demo for a demo tenant and deploy guides. In fact, you can deploy the entire Dynamics 365 applications and get started. Is there an easy way to explore guides if you have a HoloLens but no access to Dynamics 365? Absolutely. If you have a HoloLens, all you need to do is go to aka.ms/hassle-free demo. That will take you to a link to download the guides application, and essentially without a login or without any need for a license, you can walk through the guides application. I'll be sure to drop that URL and instructions into the chat window so you can see. I would like to start working remote system guide space, but I do not know where to start. Can someone point me in the right direction? Yes, absolutely. So as you saw from the presentation, I've highlighted some key scenarios. So looking at scenarios like training, field service maintenance, operational maintenance, audits and inspections, and customer service. Those are the 5 key areas where remote system guides really lights up. What I would suggest for you is looking at those areas and seeing which is the biggest pain point for your business at the moment. Where are you going to get the most value from, which scenario is going to support you and give you the most value straight out of the box. But also feel free to reach out to your Microsoft representative that can help guide you through some of those use cases, and more importantly, help to build out the ROI for each of those businesses related to your organization. Okay, we have another question. Does HoloLens 2 have storage or capacity limits on guides loaded? That's a big question, because you could be talking about like whether or not they've been taken offline. So I'm going to hand that one to Ray to see if he wants to give some general advice on capacity for guides.
Yeah, so generally I would say guides, as you're using them, they get downloaded and cached to the device so that the next time that you use your guide, it'll load faster. The capacity limits are actually whatever the device comes with. Maybe perhaps Ronan can talk about the actual storage limits of the hardware itself. But the guides application does make use of whatever is available there to make sure the experience is fast and fluid.
Thanks, Ray.
Sorry, I'm going to pass that question to Aaron. Aaron, do you mind responding to the capacity limits for HoloLens 2?
Yeah, sorry for late. Yeah, that's 64 gigs on device as of the baseline is a device storage amount. And that depends on what you got running on there, install based.
Wonderful. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate that. Okay, so we are at time. I'm just going to take a quick look into the chat window one last time, see if we've got any questions. Any questions that we can quickly answer? What new features are coming out for 2022? Great question, David. Well, we will be releasing our release notes very shortly, so do stay tuned for those. I'll post the link of where you can see our release notes. But again, if you're working with a Microsoft representative, we're always more than happy to set up a session to walk through our roadmap for both remote assist and guides. In terms of what we can expect to see from the HoloLens 2 coming in 2022, I'm going to hand that question over to Ronan and Aaron.
Yeah, I'll take that. So we've made no announcements for the next iteration of HoloLens 2. So what we have in market is what we've publicly stated. So we look forward to continuing and building with enterprises and developers in the space for the next year.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ronan, for that. Okay. Going back into, we will, so someone's asking for a copy of the ROI calculators, so we'll make sure we post those links into the chat window. A question I've got here is, how will I get access to the presentation? So Jonathan, I'm going to quickly ask you that. How will attendees receive the presentation that we shared today?
I believe there's a recording of the presentation. I'll have to get back to you on everything on that.
Okay, we'll get back to you guys. Otherwise, we'll post those links into the chat window. Someone's asked, Microsoft does not support HoloLens in my country. Can I still use it in my organization? Rodi, I'm going to hand over to you to answer that question.
Yeah, thanks, Anna, and thank you for the question. HoloLens 2 is supported in about 31 markets. We are continually bringing new markets online. So purchase in our channel is only available in those supported markets. If you go to where to buy HoloLens, and we'll post that link for you as well, it'll show those supported markets. You can purchase from an entity. If you have an entity in a supported market, you can purchase there. However, you are taking accountability and liability and transporting that device into an unsupported market. Should there be a warranty consideration or anything, that device would need to come back into a Microsoft supported market. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you, Rodi. Appreciate that. Okay, so we've got a question here in relation to best practices in creation of guides. We actually have a fully documented series on how to make great guides. So there's a webinar series that you can join or you can watch on demand that talks about the principles of how to make great guides. We also have documentation on our doc site that explains the principles of how to make a good guide. So we'll make sure we post those links into the chat window. Okay. Well, I think if there's no other questions, then I would just like to thank you all for joining this session. Really appreciate your time. Huge thank you to our experts for joining as well. Tremendous team effort here. So look forward to welcoming you all again soon to our next session on mixed reality. Enjoy the rest of Ignite. Thank you.